In 1992, Hollywood said goodbye to one of its icons. Chuck Connors, best known as the legendary Rifleman, passed away, but he left behind a legacy that extended far beyond the screen. From a secret role in Cold War diplomacy to scandalous affairs that threatened to end his career, Connors lived a life as dramatic as any Western he starred in. Now, 3 decades later, the full truth emerges. How a Brooklyn baseball player became a Soviet hero, why his 3 marriages ended in turmoil, and the dark secret he carried to the grave. Chuck Connors was born Kevin Joseph Aloysius Connors on April 10, 1921, in Brooklyn, New York. His parents, Alan and Marcella Connors, were hardworking Irish immigrants struggling to raise their family during the Great Depression. His father worked as a longshoreman while his mother took on various small jobs to help make ends meet. Growing up in a working-class neighborhood, Chuck learned the value of perseverance and determination early on. As a boy, Chuck spent most of his time at the Bay Ridge Boys Club, where his love for sports began. He was particularly passionate about baseball and dreamed of playing for the Brooklyn Dodgers. At just 14, his life changed dramatically when his athletic abilities caught the attention of talent scouts. He was awarded an athletic scholarship to Adelphi Academy, a private high school in Brooklyn. There, he excelled in baseball, basketball, football, and track. By 1939, he had earned recognition as one of Brooklyn's top high school baseball players. Following high school, Chuck received over 25 college athletic scholarship offers. He ultimately chose Seton Hall University in New Jersey, where he played both basketball and baseball. As a backup center on the basketball team, he used his height and defense to contribute, but it was baseball where he truly stood out. In a 1942 game, he hit 2 home runs and racked up 6 RBIs, drawing the attention of professional scouts. It was around this time he gained the nickname Chuck from yelling, "Chuck it to me," while playing first base. His college years were cut short by World War II. In 1942, Connors joined the U.S. Army and trained at Fort Knox. Thanks to his size and athleticism, he was selected to be a tank warfare instructor and later stationed at West Point, where he coached future national championship football players. Despite his military duties, Connors stayed active in sports, playing semi-pro baseball during his free time and competing in the American Basketball League. After 3 years of service, he was honorably discharged in 1946. That same year, Connors joined the newly formed Boston Celtics. At 6 feet 5 inches, he played forward and center, appearing in 49 games and averaging 4.5 points per game. His best showing came on December 13, 1946, when he scored 15 points in a close game against the Providence Steamrollers. Still, Connors' basketball career was brief. By February 1947, he left the team to pursue his dream of playing professional baseball. On May 1, 1949, Connors made his major league debut with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Unfortunately, his one and only game was a disappointment. He hit into a double play, and the team lost. Rather than give up, he worked his way through the minor leagues, eventually joining the Montreal Royals. In 1951, he returned to the majors with the Chicago Cubs, playing 66 games and recording several memorable moments. He hit his first home run on July 18th against the New York Giants, and another on August 26th also against the Giants. He finished the season with 48 hits and a .239 batting average. Not bad for an athlete juggling 2 careers. Connors' entry into Hollywood came by sheer chance in 1952, while playing minor league baseball for the Los Angeles Angels. During a game, he hit a massive home run that caught the eye of MGM casting director Billy Gordon. Gordon approached Connors after the game and suggested he try acting. At first, Chuck brushed it off, but a minor injury soon gave him time to reconsider. Curious, he visited MGM, and to his surprise, they offered him a screen test. Within 3 days, he signed his first Hollywood contract. His first role came in Pat and Mike, a romantic comedy starring Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn. Though his role as a police captain was small, it was a pivotal moment. Nervous but prepared, Connors waited all day to film his scene and completed it in just 2 takes. Spencer Tracy later told him, "You've got something. Stick with it." That encouragement changed everything. From that moment, Connors fully committed to acting. Between 1952 and 1958, he appeared in over 20 films. One of his standout early roles was in Disney's Old Yeller, 1957, playing Burns Sanderson. The film's success elevated his profile. He also worked alongside stars like John Wayne in Trouble Along the Way and Gregory Peck in The Big Country. These roles helped him develop his craft and reputation. Connors also appeared in 18 television shows during this period, a rare accomplishment in an era when actors typically stuck to either film or TV. Then came the role that would define his career. In 1957, producers of a new series, The Rifleman, saw his performance in Old Yeller and felt he was perfect for the lead role of Lucas McCain. Connors was hesitant, as the pay was lower than his film work. But the producers sweetened the deal, offering him more money and a 5% ownership stake in the show. He agreed and began rigorous training to portray a rugged Western father convincingly. Connors worked with gun expert Rod Redwing to master spinning and shooting a rifle on camera. His dedication was intense. He trained until his hands blistered, but it paid off. When The Rifleman premiered on September 30th, 1958, it was an instant hit. Over 14 million viewers tuned in to watch the debut episode. As Lucas McCain, Connors portrayed a tough yet compassionate widowed father raising his son Mark, played by Johnny Crawford. Their heartfelt relationship became a defining element of the show. Critics praised Connors for balancing strength with sensitivity. A modified Winchester 1892 with a large lever became his signature weapon, allowing him to spin it dramatically and fire quickly. That spinning move opened every episode and became iconic. The rifle itself was so popular that Winchester eventually released a replica for fans. What truly set The Rifleman apart from other westerns was its emphasis on family. Lucas McCain was a single father, a rare portrayal in 1950s television. Episodes often explored moral dilemmas and emotional challenges. In one storyline, Lucas hesitates to let Mark testify in court. In another, he teaches Mark to control his anger. The show struck a chord with single parents, especially fathers. One widower wrote to Connors, "Your show has given me the courage to keep going." Connors wasn't just the star, he shaped the series creatively. By the second season, he was actively involved in writers' meetings and pitched story ideas. The episode, The Photographer, was inspired by his own baseball experience with an obsessive fan. Connors often revised dialogue, adding period slang to make McCain more authentic. He pushed for storylines that revealed McCain's vulnerabilities. In one episode, Waste, McCain accidentally kills an innocent man, a storyline Connors personally supported to highlight the burden of carrying a weapon. He also invited guest stars, including former baseball teammate Duke Snider, and mentored young talent like Dennis Hopper, who appeared in the show's pilot. By the final season, Connors had become so influential that he was credited as a story consultant and even co-wrote the two-part series finale, ensuring a satisfying conclusion for fans. The Rifleman became the fourth highest-rated show on television during its first season, attracting 14.6 million households and earning a Nielsen rating of 33.1. Its mix of family values and exciting gunfights appealed to a wide audience. By early 1959, surveys revealed that 78% of viewers watched for the father-son dynamic, while 92% of men aged 18 to 49 were drawn to the action. The show's success sparked a merchandising frenzy, including toy rifles, comic books, and lunchboxes, bringing in $2 million in sales within just 3 months. It earned 3 Emmy nominations in its debut season and remained a top 30 show throughout its 5-year run. A 2018 MeTV survey revealed that it still ranked as a favorite among viewers aged 55 and older. When The Rifleman ended in 1963, Connors faced a difficult new chapter. Though the show had made him a household name, it also typecast him as a Western hero. Over its 5-year, 168-episode run, audiences had come to see Connors as Lucas McCain and couldn't imagine him as anyone else. Determined to prove his versatility, Connors turned down 8 Western roles. Within just 2 years of starring in The Rifleman, Chuck Connors appeared in several Western TV pilots, hoping they would open new doors. However, instead of advancing his career, they seemed to reinforce his cowboy image, making it harder for him to branch out. In an effort to break typecasting, Connors took on a drastically different role in the 1964 film Move Over, Darling, playing a stiff, formal banker alongside Doris Day and James Garner. Though it marked a stark departure from his rugged frontier characters, the film didn't boost his career as he had hoped. Casting directors continued to associate him with Lucas McCain, often saying he seemed too Western, even when he auditioned for modern or non-Western roles. By 1965, Connors became so disillusioned that he considered giving up acting altogether and returning to professional sports. Despite the setback, he managed to land roles that showcased his versatility. In the TV series Arrest and Trial, 1963 to 1964, Connors played John Egan, a defense attorney. The show was innovative for its time, with each 90-minute episode split between an investigative segment and a courtroom drama. Swapping his cowboy gear for a suit, Connors impressed critics by portraying a sharp, intellectual character. Although his performance was praised, the show was canceled after just one season. He returned to Westerns in 1965 with Branded, but this time he played Jason McCord, a cavalry officer wrongly accused of cowardice and expelled from the military. The series followed McCord's quest to restore his honor and ran for 2 seasons, allowing Connors to explore a more emotionally complex role. Perhaps Connors' most powerful performance came in the landmark 1977 miniseries Roots, where he played Tom Moore, a cruel plantation owner. The role was a major departure from his previous characters and required him to depict the harsh realities of slavery without turning Moore into a cartoonish villain. Roots was a massive success, with its final episode watched by nearly 100 million viewers. Connors' chilling portrayal earned him an Emmy nomination and demonstrated his ability to tackle deeply controversial and demanding roles. In the later years of his career, Connors appeared in B-movies and television guest spots. A standout performance came in the 1979 horror film Tourist Trap, in which he played Mr. Slauson, a creepy museum owner surrounded by eerie mannequins. Though the film flopped at first, it later became a cult classic. Connors continued to take on eclectic roles, including fighting aliens in the 1980 low-budget sci-fi film The Day Time Ended. He also made guest appearances on popular TV shows like Fantasy Island, The Love Boat, and Murder, She Wrote. In the horror action series Werewolf, 1987 to 1988, Connors played villain Yano Scorzani, further showcasing his darker acting range. Connors' personal life mirrored the drama of his on-screen roles. His first marriage was to Elizabeth Jane Riddell, known as Betty, a model from Montreal, Canada. They met in 1948 at one of his baseball games while he was playing for the Montreal Royals. Betty came from a wealthy family, and their romance quickly flourished. They married on October 1, 1948, when Connors was 27. The couple had 4 sons, Michael, Jeffrey, Stephen, and Kevin. Initially, their marriage seemed strong, but by the time The Rifleman took off in 1958, Connors' demanding schedule and rumors of infidelity caused strain. In 1961, Betty discovered an affair he was having with an actress on a film set, leading to their divorce in 1962. Though publicly civil, reports later revealed Betty had threatened to expose his infidelities unless he agreed to certain terms in the divorce. In 1963, Connors married again, this time to actress Kamala Devi, whom he met while filming Geronimo. Kamala, born in Mumbai, India, was of mixed Indian and British heritage, making their marriage notable during a time when interracial relationships were still rare in Hollywood. The pair worked together in several projects, including Branded and Cowboy in Africa, and their chemistry was admired both on and off screen. However, tensions grew when Kamala encouraged Connors to pursue more sophisticated roles, while he remained committed to his cowboy image. His continued infidelity also created distance between them. After 9 years of marriage, they divorced in 1972. Their final film together, The Proud and Damned, seemed to reflect the emotional decline of their relationship.